Day stood on his small balcony. His eyes looked up at the morning sky. Something was wrong. The birds stopped singing. The air felt strange. Then he saw it, a big silver ship, round and flat, bigger than any airplane. It hung in the sky above Seoul. Day's heart beat fast. "Mina," he called, "come quick." His friend Mina ran out to the balcony. Her mouth fell open. What is that? All across the city, people came out of buildings. They pointed at the sky. Car horns blared as drivers stopped to look up. Some people screamed. Others took pictures with their phones. "Look," Minna whispered. She pointed to the TV inside. "They're everywhere." On the news, the same ships floated above cities all around the world. New York, Tokyo, London, Cairo, everywhere. Day felt cold fear in his stomach. We should go down to this street. They ran down 10 flights of stairs. Outside, hundreds of people filled the streets. No one went to work. No one knew what to do. They just watched the ship. Then a loud noise filled the air. It wasn't painful, but everyone could hear it clearly. The ship was speaking. "People of Earth," said a calm voice in perfect Korean. "We are the coal. We come from far away. We have watched your world for many years. Today, we want to meet you." Dad looked at other people. The voice spoke in their languages too. Everyone could understand. "We will land in your city center in 1 hour. We mean no harm." Minna grabbed Da's arm. "Are we going?" "Of course," said Da. "How can we not?" They joined the crowd walking toward the city center. Police tried to keep order, but they looked just as shocked as everyone else. At the large square, thousands of people waited. Soldiers formed a big circle, keeping people back. Their guns looked small compared to the ship above. Exactly 1 hour later, a smaller ship came down from the big one. It landed softly in the circle. No dust, no wind, no sound. It just appeared on the ground. A door opened in the small ship. Light shined out. 3 tall figures stepped out. They had light blue skin and 4 long arms. Their heads were hairless with 4 black eyes that blinked sideways. They wore simple silver suits. One alien stepped forward. Its mouth didn't move, but everyone heard the words. "We bring peace and knowledge. Your world now joins the stars." People cheered. Some cried. Day didn't cheer. He watched the aliens carefully. Their eyes moved over the crowd. They looked at the buildings, the sky, the ground. And when they looked at humans, Dai saw something in those strange eyes. "What's wrong?" Minna asked. "The way they look at us," Dai said. "It's like how we look at sick animals." "You're crazy," Minna laughed. "They came to help us." But Day couldn't shake the feeling. The aliens were hiding something, and he needed to know what it was. 2 months passed. The coal built a big building in the middle of Seoul. They called it the Earth Friend Center. They needed humans to work there. Day was good with words. He learned fast. The coal picked him to help with their papers and talks. He sat at a desk and changed coal words into human words. "You are very good at this," said the coal named Raul. "Your mind works well." Day smiled, but he still didn't trust them. Their 4 eyes always looked sad when they washed humans. One day, Dai went to find a bathroom. He took a wrong turn. He found a room with no people. The door was open. Inside, big screens covered the walls. The screens showed pictures of Earth, but they were not normal pictures. They showed cities underwater, huge storms, dead trees, dead animals. The words on the screen said, "Earth, 5 years." Day's heart beat fast. These were pictures of the future, a bad future. "You should not be here." Day jumped. Behind him stood a coal named Len. Day had worked with Len before. "What are these pictures?" Day asked. His mouth felt dry. Len's 4 eyes blinked. The alien made a noise like air leaving a balloon. "Your Earth is sick, Day. It is dying. Your people heard it too much for too long. That's not true, said Da. We are fixing things. Clean energy. Less trash. Too late, said Len. In 5 years, Earth will break. Water will rise. Air will burn. Plants will die. Day felt sick. Why are you here then? To help us fix it? No, said Len. We came to save humans. To take some of you away before Earth dies. All of us? Day asked. Len's 4 arms moved in a strange way. We have big ships, but not big enough. Maybe 1 billion people can come. The best ones. The smart ones. The useful ones. And everyone else. Day's voice was small. They stay here, said Len. They die here. Dad left work early. On the bus home, he couldn't stop shaking. 7 billion people would die if the coal were right. His family, his friends, most humans on Earth, and the aliens were choosing who lived and who died. Like gods. He had to tell someone. But who would believe him? When his phone rang, he almost dropped it. Da, it's Mina. Are you okay? You sound strange. I need to see you, said Da. Now, I found something bad. Very bad. What is it? Not on the phone, said Da. They might hear us. Who might hear us? Mina asked. The coal, said Da. They're lying to everyone. Earth is dying. And they're only saving some of us. Mina's small apartment was dark. Da sat at her table. He showed her pictures he took of the coal's secret room. This is crazy, said Mina. Her hand shook as she looked at the pictures. Earth can't die in 5 years. You study the weather, said Da. The air, the water. Is it possible? Mina was quiet for a long time. Maybe. Things are getting worse faster than we thought. But most people don't know how bad it is. We need to tell people, said Da. Everyone. Not just the ones the coal pick. Who will believe us? Asked Mina. The coal brought us new things. Medicine. Clean power. People love them. Day thought hard. We need more people. People who work with the coal. People who might know more. Over the next 2 weeks, Dai talked to other humans who worked at the Earth Friend Center. He was very careful. He asked small questions. He watched their faces. Some seemed happy with the coal. But others had the same worry in their eyes that Dai felt. Han fixed the coal's computers. Sue learned about coal plants. Jin kept the building safe. Day invited them to meet at Sue's house. They sat in her small backyard. No phones allowed. No computers. Just talking. I found plans for their ships, said Han. They are big, but not big enough for 1 billion people. Maybe 100 million. They lied about how many they can save. Jin nodded. I've seen the lists they're making. Scientists, doctors, artists, young people. They're picking who lives like it's a game. They gave us some of their science, said Sue, but not the important things, not the parts that could save Earth. Dad looked at the 4 of them. Just 4 normal people who now knew a terrible truth. We need to save ourselves, said Da. All of us, not just the ones they pick. How? Asked Jin. We can't fight them. Their ships can destroy cities if they want. We don't fight them, said Mina. We steal from them. They all looked at her with big eyes. The coal have the science to fix Earth, said Mina. But they're not sharing it. They think it's too late. They think we can't save ourselves. So we take it, said Sue. Her eyes lit up. I know where they keep their computer files. All their science. That's stealing from aliens who can kill us, said Jin. His face was pale. They're planning to let 7 billion people die, said Da. I think that's worse than stealing. They talked until the sun came up. They made a plan. They called themselves Earth's Last Hope. If we get caught, the coal will know what we're doing, said Han. They might stop helping Earth at all. Then we don't get caught, said Da. He felt scared but also strong. For the first time since learning the truth, he had hope. 1 week, said Sue. We do this in 1 week. The Cole are having a big meeting. Most will be away from the computer room. They all put their hands together. 4 humans against the end of the world. The week passed too fast. Every day, the 4 friends met to plan. Today was the day they would act. The Cole were having a big meeting with world leaders. Most aliens would be away from the Earth Friend Center. Only a few would stay behind. Day's hands shook as he walked into work. His job was simple. Act normal. Help Jin get Sue and Han inside. Then get them all out safe. Good morning, Da, said a Cole named Gore. Many papers to change today. Day smiled and nodded. Inside, his heart beat fast. At noon, Jin called Day's desk phone. Security check on level 3, Jin said. This was their code. It was time. Day took the elevator to level 3. Jin waited by the side door. Sue and Han stood with him, wearing cleaner uniforms. Any problems? Day asked. Jin shook his head. Most Cole are at the big meeting. Level 5 is almost empty. Level 5 was where the Cole kept their main computer. It held all their science and plans. Remember, said Sue, I need 15 minutes to copy the files. No more, no less. If any Cole come, I'll call your phone twice, said Jin. That means get out fast. They took the service elevator to level 5. The doors opened to an empty hallway. Sue and Han went to the computer room. Jin stayed by the elevator to watch. Dad went to the next room to create a distraction if needed. 10 minutes passed. Day's phone rang once. That was the signal that all was good so far. 5 more minutes, and they would be done. Then Da heard voices. Cole voices coming down the hall. Day opened his door. 3 Cole walked toward the computer room. They would see Sue and Han. Day did the only thing he could think of. He fell down hard on the floor. He screamed in pain. The Cole turned. They came to Da. You are damaged, one asked. My leg, Dad cried. I think it broke. I was fixing the light. I fell. 2 Cole helped Da sit up. The 3rd called for help. 5 more minutes, Da thought. Just 5 more minutes. We will take you to medical, a Cole said. Wait, said Da. I need to catch my breath. He talked and talked about nothing. About his fake pain. About his fake family. Anything to keep the Cole with him. Finally, his phone vibrated in his pocket. 1 short buzz. Sue and Han were done. Dad let the Cole take him to the medical room. A human doctor looked at his leg. Nothing broken, the doctor said. Just a bad bruise. Day thanked him and left. He went to the meeting place, a small coffee shop 3 blocks away. Sue, Han, and Jin sat at a table in back. Their faces were pale but happy. Did you get it? Dai asked. Sue nodded. She held up a small black disc. All their science, all their plans, everything we need. Any problems? Dai asked Jin. No, your fall was perfect. No one saw us. Day finally let himself breathe. They did it. They stole from the most advanced beings humans had ever met. Now what? Asked Han. Now, said Dai, we saved the world. For 3 weeks, the friends worked in Sue's small basement. They took time off work. They told no one what they were doing. The Cole files were hard to read. The words made no sense. The plans looked like strange drawings. This is too hard, said Han one night. His eyes were red from no sleep. We can't understand alien science. We have to, said Mina. She had not left the basement for 2 days. Look at this part again. The screen showed a round machine. It had many small parts inside. I think this pulls bad air out, said Mina. It cleans the air maybe 100 times faster than our best machines. Can we build it? Asked Da. Sue and Han looked at the plans again. Some parts, yes, said Sue. But others, we don't have the tools. We don't have the materials. Then we find them, said Dai, or we make new plans with the parts we do have. They worked more days and nights. Han's computer skills helped break the coal code. Sue's plant knowledge helped understand the bio parts. Mina's weather science helped see how the machine would work. Slowly, the alien plans became clear. Here, said Mina on the 10th day. I understand it now. This machine pulls carbon from the air. It works like a tree, but better. 1,000,000 times better. And this, said Sue, pointing to another screen. This cleans water. Salt water. Dirty water. Any water. The coal were wrong, said Da. Earth can be saved. We just need to build these machines. Many of them. All over the world. But even with the plans, it would take years, said Han. Big companies. Lots of money. And the coal might stop us. Day thought hard. We need to share this. With everyone. All the plans. All the science. Let the whole world help. The coal will be angry, said Jin. Yes, said Da. But what can they do? Kill us all. They were going to let most of us die anyway. They made their plan. Han built a special website that could not be traced or shut down. They put all the coal's earth-saving science on it, with simple words explaining how to use it. Ready? Asked Da, his finger over the button that would send the plans to the world. Wait, said Jin. The coal will know it was us. People who work with them. They'll find us. I know, said Da. Are you still with me? They all nodded, even Jin. Dad pressed the button. The next day, the world changed. Scientists everywhere saw the plans. News people talked about them. Factories started planning how to build the new machines. The coal called for an emergency meeting with world leaders. These plans were stolen, said the coal leader. This science is not for humans yet. You are not ready. But it was too late. The plans had spread to every country, every lab, every smart person with a computer. When Dai came to work the next day, Len was waiting for him. You did this, said the coal. It wasn't a question. Yes, said Da. He felt afraid but also proud. Why? Asked Len. We came to save you. No, said Da. You came to save some of us. We want to save all of us. It won't work, said Len. Your people fight too much. You won't work together. Day smiled a little. Watch us. 1 month after the plans went public, the world was different. Countries that never worked together now shared labs and factories. Rich people gave money to build the new machines. Poor countries got help to make their own. The first air cleaner was built in China. It was as big as a house. When they turned it on, it hummed softly. In 1 day, it cleaned as much air as a forest of trees would clean in a year. The second machine was built in America, the third in India. Soon, they were going up in every country. Water cleaners came next. They turned dirty ocean water into clean drinking water. Desert countries built them along their shores. The coal watched all this. They had stopped their meetings with world leaders. They stayed in their ships and buildings, watching. Dai and his friends became famous. Some people called them heroes. Others called them thieves. But most people just wanted to know if Earth could really be saved. The calls say we're too late. A newswoman asked Mina on TV. Are they right? They might be, said Mina. But we have to try. And every day we learn more. We make the machines better. People everywhere worked hard. Old enemies shared ideas. Poor and rich worked side by side. For the first time ever, all humans had one goal: save Earth. But not everything went well. Some powerful people tried to control the new machines. They wanted to save only their own countries. Some companies tried to make money from the free plans. And the weather got worse, just like the coal said it would. Big storms hit cities. Farms dried up. Ice melted faster. 3 months after the plans went public, the coal finally spoke again. They called all world leaders to a meeting in New York. Day and his friends weren't invited, But the meeting was on TV. The coal leader stood tall on the stage. "Humans have stolen our science," he said. "But you use it wrong. Too few machines. Too slow building. Earth will still die." The room was quiet. People looked scared. "We offer again to take some of you with us," said the coal. 1 million from each country. Your best people. Day watched from his apartment, feeling sick. After all they had done, the coal still wanted to take only some humans away. Then something amazing happened. The leader of a small country stood up. "We thank you for your offer," she said, "but we will stay and fight for our home. All of us together." One by one, other leaders stood up. They all said the same thing. They would not leave. They would save Earth or die trying. The coal leader's 4 eyes blinked fast. "You make a mistake. Your own science says Earth is dying. Our science says the same." "Yes," said another leader, "but our science also says humans work best when we work together. And now, for the first time, we are." That night, Dai and his friends met at Sue's house. They watched the news. All over the world, people were building more machines, working faster, sharing more. "Will it be enough?" asked Jin. "Can we really save everyone?" Dad looked at his friends. "I don't know. But for the first time, all humans are trying to save each other." That's something the coal never expected. 1 year passed. Air cleaners worked day and night in every country. Water cleaners made oceans less acid. New trees grew in dead lands. But it wasn't enough. The bad weather got worse. Big storms hit cities. Farms dried up. Other farms drowned. The sea rose higher each month. Day stood on a hill outside Seoul. New air cleaners stood tall against the sky. They hummed as they worked, but dark clouds still filled the sky. "We need more time," said Mina. She looked tired. She hadn't slept well in months. "The machines work, but too slow." "The coal were right," said Han. "Maybe we should take their offer. Save who we can." Day shook his head. "No, there must be another way." That night, Da couldn't sleep. He walked to the Earth Friend Center. It was almost empty now. Most calls stayed in their ships. Len was there, looking at screens of Earth weather. "You should be home, Da," said the coal. "It's late." "I need to ask you something," said Da. "Your ships, how do they fly? How do they move so fast?" Len's 4 eyes blinked. "Why do you ask this?" "Because I think you have more science that could help us. Science you haven't shared." Len was quiet for a long time. "Our ships use energy fields. They bend space and time. This is not science for fixing Earth." "But it could be," said Da. His heart beat fast with a new idea. "What if we made a big energy field around Earth? Like a shield. It could give us more time for the air cleaners to work." "Impossible," said Len. "Too big, too much power needed." "We could try," said Da. "If you helped us." "The coal have voted," said Len. "In 6 months we leave. With or without humans." Day felt cold inside. 6 months. That was all the time they had left. The next day, he told his friends what he learned. "A shield around Earth?" said Sue. "That's crazy." "Maybe," said Da, "but I saw how their ships work. The science is in the files we took. We just didn't understand it before." They looked at the alien files again. This time, they looked for ship science, not Earth science. Han found it first. "Here, this is how their energy fields work." But Len is right. The power needed for something that big, it's more than all the power on Earth. "What if we used the sun?" asked Mina. "Big solar panels in space." "Not enough time to build those," said Jin. "Then we use what we have," said Da. "All the power plants, all working together at the same time." "That would mean turning off power to everyone," said Sue. "No lights, no heat, no computers, nothing." "For how long?" asked Jin. "A day, maybe 2, said Han, looking at the plans. while the shield starts up. Then it would make its own power from the sun. Would countries agree to that? Asked Sue. Everyone without power for 2 days. They will if the only other choice is the end of the world, said Da. That night, they called everyone they knew. Scientists, leaders, news people. They shared their new plan. Within a week, the whole world was talking about the Earth shield. Some said it was a crazy dream. Others said it was the only hope left. The coal watched silent. Their ships stayed in the sky, ready to leave. Day looked at a night sky full of storm clouds. 6 months, he said to himself. 6 months to save everyone. 4 hard months passed. People all over the world built parts for the Earth shield. Big metal towers went up at points around the globe. They would make the energy field that would protect Earth. World leaders met in New York. They voted to turn off all power for 2 days. It would happen in 2 weeks. The news went out to everyone. Get water. Get food. Stay inside. Be ready for 2 days of dark, the leaders said. Not everyone liked the plan. Some people were scared. Some didn't believe it would work, but most understood this was the last chance to save Earth. Day, Mina, Sue, Han, and Jin worked at the main control center in Seoul. They hadn't slept much in weeks. The day came. The hour came. All towers report ready, said a woman at a computer. All countries ready for power down, said a man at another desk. Dad looked at his friends. This is it. If this doesn't work. It will work, said Mina. She held his hand tight. The countdown started. 10, 9, 8. All over the world, people watched on screens. Some prayed. Some held their children close. 3, 2, 1. The world went dark. Lights died. Computers shut down. The only power left was in the control centers for the shield. All towers still have power, said Han. Starting shield program now. The big towers around the world began to hum. They sent energy high into the sky. Slowly, a faint light spread from each tower. For hours, nothing seemed to change. The sky looked the same. The towers kept humming. Something's wrong, said Sue. The field isn't forming right. Han looked at his screen. Tower 7 is weak. It's not putting out enough power. Where is Tower 7? Asked Da. North, in the mountains, said Han. 2 hours from here by car. What happens if it fails? Asked Jin. The whole shield fails, said Mina. All this was for nothing. Jin stood up. I'll go. I know those towers. I helped build them. It's too dangerous, said Da. The storms up there are bad. Someone has to fix it, said Jin. Or we all die anyway. Before anyone could stop him, Jin was gone. He took a small car with emergency power. Hours passed. The shield still wasn't working right. The towers kept trying, but the field wouldn't form. Then Han's screen lit up. Tower 7 is getting stronger. Jin must have fixed something. Can he get back? Asked Sue. No one answered. They all knew the storms in the mountains were too bad. Jin's voice came through the radio, breaking and weak. Tower. Fixed. Power. Lines. Broken. Had to. Connect. Manually. Jin, get out of there. Dad called into the radio. Too late. For that. Jin said. Shield. Forming. Look. Up. They all looked at the screens showing the sky. A soft blue light was spreading across it, like a thin sheet of water above the clouds. It's working, said Mina. The shield is forming. Jin, do you see it? Dad called. No answer came. For 2 days, the shield grew stronger. It covered the whole Earth in a blue glow. The air cleaners worked harder under its protection. The weather began to calm. When power came back on, the world celebrated. The shield worked. Earth had a chance. But Dai and his friends didn't celebrate. They remembered Jin. He gave his life so everyone else could live. 6 months passed. The blue shield glowed in the sky day and night. Under its protection, the air cleaners worked better than ever. The water got cleaner. Plants grew faster. Storms became less strong. In Seoul, people built a stone wall with Jin's name on it. Not just his name, but the names of all who died trying to save Earth. There were many names. The coal ships still hung in the sky. They had not left as they said they would. They watched and waited. One morning, Da, Mina, Sue, and Han met at the control center. A message had come from the coal. They wanted to talk. "Do you think they're still mad that we stole their science?" asked Sue. "Maybe," said Da. "But they stayed to help us with the shield. That means something." A small coal ship landed outside. Len stepped out with 2 other coal. "Da," said Len, "your shield works better than we thought. The air is clearing. The water is healing." "Jin gave his life for it," said Da. "Many people did." "Yes," said Len. "We have watched. Humans give their lives for other humans they do not know. We did not understand this before." "So you're not leaving?" asked Mina. "Not yet," said Len. "We have decided to help more, if you will let us." This was a surprise. The coal had been angry about the stolen science. Now they wanted to help. "Why?" asked Da. "You said Earth would die. You wanted to take only some humans away." "We were wrong," said Len. "Not about Earth dying. About humans. We thought you would fight each other until the end. We thought you could not work together." "We almost didn't," said Han. "But you did," said Len. "All humans. All countries. You chose to save everyone, not just some. No other world we have found has done this." The coal told them that they had visited 12 other worlds with problems like Earth. On each world, the people fought until the end. They saved only themselves. They let others die. "We want to learn from humans now," said Len. "And we want to share all our science. Not just the Earth science. All of it." That day, the coal opened their ships to human visitors. They shared their star maps, their ship plans, their medicine, everything. 1 year later, Earth was much better. The shield still protected it. The air was cleaner than it had been in 100 years. The water was clear. New forests grew where there had been only dirt. And something else had changed. Small human ships now flew to the moon and back. They used coal science to make them fast and safe. Soon, they would go to Mars. Dad stood with Mina on a hill outside Seoul. New trees grew all around them. In the distance, an air cleaner hummed softly. "Do you think we'll ever visit other stars?" asked Mina. "See other worlds?" "Someday," said Da. "But first we need to finish fixing our own." High above, the shield glowed blue. The coal ships moved slowly around it, helping keep it strong. And on the ground, humans worked together. They had almost been the last humans of Earth. Instead, they became the first humans of a new age. An age where all people worked to save all people. And among the stars, other worlds watched and learned from what humans had done.